right, you're listening once again to Geek Vice, the official podcast of the Boob Window.
Welcome, everybody, to Geek Vice, episode 113. Two geeks struggling to be heard across the vastness of the World Wide Web. We dare to go where millions of men had gone before. I mean, really, someone had to show us how to do it. Thanks for joining us in our geekdom as we discuss all things geek and sometimes relevant topics. My name's Morph. That guy's Kip. Good evening, Kip.
Good evening.
So, what have you been doing this last week?
Well, I spent a lot of money this last week. That's always a thing.
I think that's good, right?
Yeah, it depends on what you spend the money on. My car has been in need of repair for, I don't know, a year now. So I finally broke down and got some of that taken care of. So that was exciting. But when your car pulls to the right as bad as my car did, and the brakes shimmied when you pressed on them as bad as it did, when you get all that fixed, it's like Christmas morning. It really is. But the big thing was, I took it in. My car's a 2004, so it's been around long enough that the headlights are all cloudy and yellowed.
Yeah.
And since, we were spending big bucks at the mechanics, he's like, we could clear those up for you. And it's like, well, go for it. And so, all the safety stuff that I had done to my vehicle was great, but nothing made me more excited than the way my headlights look right now.
It is kind of amazing how that really changes things.
It does. At least if you look at my car right in the headlights, it looks like a new car. Yeah, it's 11 years old, but hey, the headlights are clear. So, yeah. And it doesn't pull to the right anymore, and the brakes, do what they're supposed to do. Oh, and the big one, besides the headlights, is I got the door lock actuator fixed, so now I can use my keyless entry again instead of having to unlock and lock the door with a key.
What?
First world problems.
It's like you just entered the 21st century.
It is. It's amazing. Today, at work, I actually locked my car with the key fob, and it's like, oh yeah, this is nice. I like it. So that's how easy it is to make Kip happy, is, clean headlights and keyless entry that works.
Yeah. Well, and I know you say you didn't do anything geeky over this last week, but I know you've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. How's that going for you?
Call of Duty I got I bought the season pass. So the first DLC came out Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. And the new maps, I was all excited about. It's like, yay, new maps. The first one I played was a reimagining of a map from a couple of releases ago. It's like, well, this is not a new map. This is the same fucking map from Black Ops 2. And it's like, well, all right, I could see they threw that in there. That's great. The next game came up, went to another new map, and it's the reimagining of a map from the exact same game, Black Ops 2. What the fuck? We paid $15 to play an old game. What the hell? But the others were brand new, so I can't complain about those. But I thought it was pretty funny. The first two I played, it's like, I already know these maps. What the hell's going on here?
Oh, look, I've been here. Suddenly I have a feeling of deja vu.
Yeah, it's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say. But it's been good, but it feels like the matchmaking's off. Ever since the DLC dropped,
yeah,
every game has been a blowout that I've been in. I mean, the matchmaking has been very poor. I mean, to the point where it's ridiculous. It's where people are dropping out before the games are over because there's no freaking way one team can win.
Mm.
So something's going on there. Either that or, some people haven't slept since the DLC dropped and they have all the new maps memorized and everybody else is just, victims now. I'm not sure, but
that is a possibility knowing.
Yeah. So it's been a little disappointing there, but
I'm sure some of it also has to do with the fact the new DLC drops and they reset something in the servers and kind of put everybody back on level. They think they're putting everybody back on level playing field, where in reality that doesn't work that way. New maps do not make good players be normal again.
This is true. I mean, I've had games, where a normal game for me, I get anywhere from like 15 to 25 kills. And I'm not a terrible player. I'm not great by any stretch of imagination. I have a kill death ratio of around 1. So, I'm probably middle of the pack, maybe a little higher.
Yeah, you're right there at average.
There's some people, I've been in games where these guys have been getting 57, 74, 60 some odd kills, and it's like something's wrong.
Yeah.
It should not get like this. And it's to the point where the game just starts and everybody's one side is just kicking so much butt that all of a sudden they have all the, I forgot what they're called, where you earn up enough points that you get the special packages and stuff like that, the Tomahawk missiles and things like this. And it's like they've already got all that shit going. And then at that point, you have no chance.
Right.
So something's up. Yeah. I'm still enjoying playing, but something needs to be adjusted because it's a bloodbath. It's a massacre. And you just hope you're lucky enough to get on the team that it skews in your favor. Otherwise, it's a miserable experience.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot this last week. I've tried to find some time to play some video games. I have not done that. Real life, what is it? The real world job is kind of getting in the way.
Damn it.
No kidding. So I haven't got to play very many board games. I haven't got to play very many video games. I haven't watched any movies. But I did get caught up on Limitless. I'm up to the mid-season break. And I have to say that I wanted to throw this out there because I know I talked a little bit about Limitless last week. Now that I've kind of gotten a little farther into it, this show, now I haven't seen the movie, so maybe the movie touched on this some too, but the show is going in a very different direction than I thought it was going to go. I thought this was going to be a lot of bad guy of the week and Brian Finch, who is the guy who takes the drug that makes his full capacity of his brain and becomes the smartest person in the world. And I thought that he would just try to figure out these problems, and then there would be there'd be a little bit of tie between the episodes, but not really much of anything. A lot of bad guy of the week procedural type show. It has now gone from that to a almost real life conversation on drug abuse.
Really?
Yeah. And it's interesting because basically there's one person in this FBI unit that can take this drug, and that's Brian. He's the only person who hasn't shown any side effects to the drug. And that's because Bradley Cooper is actually making that possible for him. But that's your conspiracy side of the show, and that's fine. But there's people within the group that have realized that Brian is taking a drug to make him so smart, and he really has no abilities other than the fact that he's taking this drug. So now the question keeps coming up between other characters in it is, well, what would happen if we tried taking the drug. And in one of the, I think it was this last episode, one of the tactical guys, they they took down a bad guy who had stolen some of this drug, and so then they kind of skimmed off the top and pocketed some of this, and they decided to try it out, and basically got into the fact of, well, they tried it out and then was going fine until somebody like just basically came unhinged and ended up killing somebody, and then they had to take more of it to try to be smart enough to figure out how to cover this up. And so then the guy who's kind of the tactical leader just keeps taking the drug because he has that addiction of needing to be smart, needing to know how to fix this and figure things out, needing to be able to comprehend beyond what his normal comprehension is. So he needs to keep taking this drug to be able to do this. And he gets to the point where he basically commits suicide by cop because he realized he'll never be able to quit. He's basically, after taking it one time, you become addicted to this drug. And it's, so now I'm curious to see how the second half of this first season goes, and if they touch on this some more, because you're starting to see this drug get into the hands of, just one person finding a pill and just kind of sticking it in his pocket and holding it for later, because they know when they need it, when they need to solve a problem that they can't figure out on their own, they can take this drug and solve the problem. And so I'm curious to see if they start touching on the fact that the drug itself has bad side effects, but those are the least of the concerns. Once you start taking this drug, you can't stop because it just clears your mind and you can see so much more clearly. It's a crazy concept, and one that I kind of knew was there, but I didn't think the show was going to touch on it or go this deep into it. And it kind of walked, this last episode that I watched right before the break, kind of walked headlong right into that topic. So see what happens.
Have you seen the movie Lucy?
I have not.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it's on my list. I've got it. I just haven't seen it yet. I heard it didn't get it didn't get good reviews, but
it's an odd movie, but it's kind of, I'm not going to say along the same lines, but the idea of a drug causing somebody to use all of their brain to become super smart is part of the storyline, but they take it even further, and it's to where she can just manipulate everything.
Right.
I guess kind of the everything's connected thing, and she can use her mind to do all that. Do you think Limitless is headed that way, or do they think it's just a cautionary tale?
I don't think it's headed that way. Not in the sense that you can manipulate things. It's more just it's being able to see clearly and understand all the different options. So like in this situation, Brian, who is on the drug, and a tactical expert is on the drug, and the tactical guy has a gun to Brian's head, basically holding him hostage. And one of the other FBI agents ends up shooting the guy in the head, one shot, one kill, saves Brian's life, and Brian's pissed off about it. He's upset with it because he saw all the different options. He saw what could have happened if he had more time. If the shot wasn't taken, he could have diffused the situation because he saw every different avenue, as opposed to just the select few that that the normal brain can see.
Okay.
So it's that idea, and he tries to explain this to the guy who shot the other guy, and you see him kind of get it, but still not get it. And, because it's hard to comprehend what you don't know. And until you experience something, it's hard to understand what that is. And so now he's just Brian on whether he's not doing it on purpose, I don't think, but he's kind of planted the seed in different people's minds on how amazing and how clear and how much more you understand when you have the full capacity of your brain. And so he's almost planted that seed of addiction within other people, whether on accident or on purpose, I don't know. Like, that's where this show could definitely go in that direction, to where he's trying to get everybody on this drug. But I don't know. It's just kind of cool. And it's a very cool idea. I love the idea of just being able to, he has 100% recall of anything he's ever experienced, read. Like, it's all stored up in your brain. On this drug, he can recall any of it. So, a third grade math problem, he can pull up and see clearly in his head. Really kind of cool. It's worth checking out. It makes me want to go get the movie, so I'm gonna have to go get the movie so I can watch that too and see how that fits, because that's supposed to be, this TV show is supposed to be a direct sequel to the movie, so I kind of want to see where the movie went.
Yeah, I never saw the movie either, and I haven't watched any of the TV show, but maybe I should at least give it a try.
I definitely recommend it. It starts off just kind of your same little, if nothing else, Brian, the main character in this, is really funny. And the way he acts, whether he's on the drug or not on the drug, is very eclectic. He's very, original. Kind of witty, but also almost like a moron witty. So,
okay.
Even when he's the smartest guy in the room, some of the stuff he says, you just look at him like, huh? And then he explains, then everyone else just looks at him and goes, it's just, he's just an idiot, and then move on. It's like, even when he's smart, he still sounds just kind of a little out there. So did you, the big question though is, did you watch this football game that was on last night?
There was a lot of people tweeting about it, so I thought, you know what, I better just sit down and watch. Okay, that's a lie. I've watched every one of them since I can remember. But of course I watched. Not a good game unless you're a Broncos fan, I suppose. But yeah, the third quarter, holy cow, was that boring. Damn.
Yeah.
But I was shocked. I honestly thought going into this game that Denver really didn't stand a chance. Carolina was going to come out and put like 10 points on them immediately, and then the Broncos are going to be in trouble because Peyton Manning isn't Peyton Manning anymore. But it went the opposite direction. Denver jumped out to the 10-point lead, and Cam Newton wasn't Cam Newton, and wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a shocker for me too. We went over to a friend's house to watch the game, and he's a big Broncos fan. And so my wife, being the smart aleck that she is, made all the kids in the neighborhood that were coming over. She got them all white shirts and printed the Panthers logo on iron-on transfer, and she basically ironed on the Panthers logo onto all these kids' shirts. So all the kids showed up wearing Panthers shirts, and then she even made one for my friend Scott's 1-year-old, and put his 1-year-old daughter in a Panthers shirt. So took off her Peyton Manning jersey and put on a Panthers shirt. So that was the highlight of the evening. But obviously he got the last laugh with with Denver coming away with the win. But
Yeah, I went to high school in Colorado, so my Facebook page is just flooded with Broncos fans and all the championship trophy memes you'd ever want to see.
yeah,
And then this morning we're doing training at work. It's a big deal. And so the trainer that's coming in is from Colorado, and one of my coworkers comes up from Springfield, and they're both wearing their Bronco stuff. It's like, oh my God. If I had a rebuttal for that, I would have worn it, but I did not.
yeah. I put it on my personal Facebook page last night. I made the comment along the lines of, congratulations to Peyton Manning. He's, he is a future Hall of Famer. I'll give him that, and I'm glad that he got another ring. Congratulations to the Denver defense that made Cam Newton so afraid that he couldn't dive on a loose ball at the end of the game.
Right.
But I absolutely despise John Elway, and I will never root for anything that John Elway has any part of. So
sounds like a true Chiefs fan.
I mean, that's right. I grew up, my hatred for John Elway stems the same as the a lot of younger fans' hatred of Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the dynasty that everybody who's not a New England fan hates. To me, that was John Elway for me, and it wasn't necessarily because he was winning Super Bowls or he was doing all that stuff. It was just that every time he came to Kansas City, every time Kansas City went to Denver, John Elway was the bane of our existence, and so I can't stand John Elway, and he's a sleazy car salesman. So,
yeah, you're grasping at anything to make him look bad. That's hilarious.
Well, it is what it is. And he stole Peyton Manning from the Chiefs. So
I don't think Peyton Manning was coming here no matter what.
I don't either. But there is a couple of good things that came out of this Super Bowl, and that was, of course, with the Super Bowl comes commercials.
Yes.
The halftime show, I will go with, was a little lackluster. Whatever. But the commercials were pretty funny. I had some good commercials that I liked. But then also this year there seemed to be a ton of movie trailers that either you hadn't seen before or that were just a little extra, another trailer put out for it. You got, let's see, what is this here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 different movies here that had a new trailer, either their first trailer or a new trailer put up.
Yeah.
And some of these were the first time I'd seen them. I don't know, how should we go about this? Should we go through each one of these, tell whether we're excited or not excited, what we think of it?
I think you should pick a couple that you're pretty excited about.
Well, I'm going to go away from the norms for this one.
Well, there's no surprise.
I'm going to go with one of them that I'm excited for is Jason Bourne. I had heard rumors that there was going to be a Jason Bourne movie, but I'd never heard whether or not this was actually going to happen, and I'd never heard that Matt Damon had signed on for it. So seeing this trailer pop up, I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome looking. I love Jason Bourne. So I was super stoked to see that one come up.
It does look pretty good. I think the trailer was well done. I did like the Jason Bourne movies. My first reaction was that I turned to my wife and said, does that mean Jeremy Renner's out of the job? But because he did that last Bourne movie, but apparently not. Apparently that's a branch off to another same storyline, different character kind of a thing. But the Jason Bourne thing does look pretty good. I'll see it.
Yeah, I think so. What do you got in this list?
You know what? I'm excited for Independence Day too. I'm sorry, I have to admit that it looks just dumb enough and enough action that I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. I
Well,
like the first Independence Day movie, so what the hell?
yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. That one looked really good. I thought that looked awesome. Um, I I think the trailer was a little bit different than the one that was in the movie theater. Um, but
Yeah.
my wife, I mean, this kind of goes to show you too. On my wife usually turns to me when a movie comes on that I think I'm going to like, and she sees the trailer for it. She usually goes, "Really? You want to see that?" No, she looked at me after seeing the Independence Day trailer during the Super Bowl, and she goes, "Yeah, I think we might have to go to the theater for that one." So, yeah,
Awesome.
that's pretty high praise coming from the woman who doesn't like going to the theater at all.
Well, maybe there's hope yet.
Yeah,
Maybe we can
exactly.
get Morph into the movie theater more than twice a year.
I'm gonna try to in 2016 because I want to see Deadpool in the theater too.
I
So,
already
and
have my tickets.
that opens this weekend. I'm not gonna go see it this weekend. That's just not possible.
I've got
But
my tickets for Friday night, so I'm ready.
yeah, I looked at get going Friday night, but the runtime of the movie and the amount of time that I don't have kids was not going to work.
What
So
is the runtime? Do you remember?
in the theater, it was right around 2 hours, but that usually on the movie pages, or no, I think it was like 145 or something like that. But that's without any of the trailers and the commercials and all that stuff. So you're probably looking at over 2 hours
Oh yeah.
that you're going to be sitting there um, just with the lights off. But the of course they had the Captain America trailer that came up, and I thought the interesting thing about that was you actually got to see Ant-Man in there, which this is the first time Ant-Man's been in a Civil War trailer. They've all said he's going to be there, but you never really saw him.
Yeah. Well, it's
Uh,
because he's tiny.
yeah, yeah. The a couple of movies that came out or the trailers that came up that I just looked at and said really was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with Michael Bay still writing and directing this movie, or at least directing this movie.
Well, he won't be happy till he kills every franchise that he is a part of.
Yeah, I have already decided that I will not see this. I have not seen the first one, and I will not pay money to Michael Bay to see this one either. And I hope that there's a lot of people that do the same thing, but I I have a feeling people will fall into the Michael Bay stupidity role and not pay any attention to the fact that there's no story and that the story that he tries to shove in there doesn't make sense, and he's really just a failure as a director. Michael Bay belongs in the same category as M. Night Shyamalan now.
Well, that's a big statement there. Well,
So,
we know somebody who'll see that movie, and that's our soulless ginger friend. He'll see it.
oh yeah, because he likes bad movies. I mean, he likes the prequels to the Star Wars.
Yeah, I think he chooses things because he knows nobody else likes them,
I think so. I think so.
and I can appreciate that.
There was um, another interesting movie that kind of popped up, and I know you said, I know you said you don't want to see this, but Disney and their live action is gone to take another one of their classic movies and turn it to live action in the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I am not seeing that.
Did you like the Jungle Book when you were a kid?
I like the cartoon movie.
I'm really curious to see how they do this. And in the other, they've had trailers for this before, But none of those trailers, at least I don't remember any of those trailers, did the animals actually talk. But right at the end of this trailer, you have Baloo the bear startle Mowgli, like waking up, and the bear talks.
Yep.
I am curious how cheesy this really is.
Is he going to sing the bare necessities like the cartoon?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to go. I would lean towards yes, because that seems like something Disney would do. But, I mean, my kids really like the first Jungle Book. I enjoy the Jungle Book. I don't know how the live action's going to work out. I mean, the trailer looks kind of cool, but I just have this hard time with the animals talking. Like, if you're going to get a bunch of CGI animals out there to have them talk, it's just, I don't know. I think that's going to be weird.
Well, it's aimed at kids, so the animals have to talk. And it's Disney, so the animals have to talk. So the animals have to talk.
True.
That's my scientific argument right there.
Yeah. Well, the last movie that I want to bring up is X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think about that one?
It looks really good. And, it has Olivia Munn, so can't go wrong there.
Yep. And I just love that opening scene of the trailer where Olivia Munn comes flipping through there and like cuts a car in half and lands on the ground, and she's got her psychic blade out of one hand and a sword in the other. I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be cool. So, yeah, I'm stoked for that one. May 27th. So we've got Civil War, which I think is in May. We've got Independence Day in June. I don't know the release date on Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I don't think they ever said.
I don't think they did. But you got X-Men Apocalypse in May. So apparently May and June. There is a chance that in May and June I might be in the theater more in those 2 months than I was in the entire year of 2015.
And you have been in the last 10 years.
Well, no, not that much, because I usually try to get to the movie at least once a year to go see a movie around my birthday in November. So I've done that for the last like 3 or 4 years. So
yeah.
And I did see Ant-Man in the theater. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. We're all still surprised by that.
And I saw Star Wars in the theater. See, I'm not all bad.
Yeah, but it took you 30 years to see episode 4. Okay, just kidding. You actually saw episode 7.
That's just cruel. Because you know what? I saw episode 4 in the theater too. Or no, what is that? No, episode 1. I saw episode 1 in the theater.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but I didn't see 2 in the theater or 3 because they're bad.
Very bad.
So, let's see, what do I got here? So the other thing that I wanted to throw out there was, well, what did you think about some of the commercials? Did you have a favorite commercial out there?
The one commercial that sticks in my head, I think it sticks in everybody's head, is Puppy Monkey Baby.
Yeah.
And it's so god awful that I figured Mountain Dew knew how bad it was and figured bad publicity is still good publicity because people are still talking about that commercial and still posting about that commercial. So I thought, holy cow, Mountain Dew threw their money away. But the more I think about it, the more I think this was brilliant.
It was genius. It was genius. I mean, it is. It's the most talked about commercial. It's the one that you either loved it or hated it. I thought it was disgustingly awful, but I still laugh at it. I mean, you just look at it with that dumbfounded look of like, what the hell am I watching? I mean, I'm sitting in a room watching the game there was probably about 15 to 20 of us watching the game, and this commercial came on, and we're all like, there's conversations going on because it's commercials. Everybody's talking about the plays that just happened. This commercial comes on, and first a few people stop, and then you see like people nudging them and pointing at the TV, and then everybody stops talking and stares at the TV. That was the only point in the entire broadcast of the Super Bowl that everybody in the room was quiet, because they were all looking at it going, what are they advertising?
And I don't think they really said anything other than puppy, monkey, baby. I think that was the only word said in the whole commercial, and then a guy opening a can of Mountain Dew, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And here we are. We're still talking about the commercial, and we know what they are shilling. So it works.
Yeah, exactly. The other commercial that I thought was absolutely hilarious, but it has gotten so much flack, is the Doritos ultrasound commercial. This has gotten so much flack that the video has actually been pulled off of like YouTube. So the commercial was up there for a little while. It was up there this evening, and it's no longer there. So I'm sure you could find it if you go searching through archives, but yeah, it's been pulled. And I thought this movie was hilarious. I thought it was brilliant.
Well, it goes to show you how sensitive Americans have become. I mean, they're worried about sending a abortion message from a commercial that's trying to fucking sell us chips.
Yeah.
It's my I guess my answer to that is, America, you need to toughen the fuck up. If this commercial bothered you, you either need a hobby or you need to take some sort of self-defense class or something to bring up your self-esteem. I don't know what it is, but just toughen the fuck up. Because if this bothered you, you might as well just move to Canada. I'm done with you.
Yeah. I mean, now there were some people who had legitimate, like, oh, that's just gross. Sure.
Oh, gross.
Okay.
I can buy that.
Yeah, I can buy that one. But then you have some of these people that are like, somebody tweeted out that, so if I understand that ad correctly, Doritos cause abortion. Really?
That's what you got from that?
That's what you got from that commercial? It's like, start with the idea of premature babies and then work backwards, said the Doritos ad exec. No, really? That's what you're getting? I just don't get it. Like, you guys realize that the whole point of the commercial was that Doritos are irresistible and everybody loves Doritos. Did nobody else pick this up?
Apparently not.
Or one of the tweets here that decides to turn things a little political is that Doritos ad using anti-choice tactic of humanizing fetuses and sexist tropes of dads as clueless and moms as uptight. Really?
Telling you, people are just looking for a reason to be outraged.
Yeah. So
they are grasping at straws. It just pisses me off. It really does.
Yeah. So I am outraged by the outragers. So there you go.
That's my stance as well. It's, to me, as if you're looking for something to be offended by, then maybe you should just go ahead and leave. We're done with you. If you're looking for a reason to be offended, we have no use for you.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I wanted to get that out there, but I want to end on two different ones. One more is when the hell did Pokemon become so popular that they can put a Super Bowl commercial on?
I didn't even know Pokemon was still a thing.
Oh, it's still a thing. Apparently they're having their 20th anniversary this year, and they actually had a commercial for the Super Bowl. And I don't know, the worst part about it is the fact that they compared playing Pokemon or being really good at Pokemon as getting really good at running or playing football or playing chess. Like, really? That was a little sad to me. That hurt. As a video gamer, that hurt just a little bit.
Well, to make it even more sad for you, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about until they actually put the words up on the screen that said Pokemon.
Yeah, I didn't either. And it was only up there for it was just instantly, just quick flash of Pokemon, but just oh my Lord. But I want to throw out one commercial that you guys should go look at. It's Shock Top's commercial. It was the unfiltered talk. That was freaking hilarious. I enjoyed that one. And if you like that kind, TJ Miller, the actor in that one, is also in the upcoming Deadpool movie. So, he's the one that makes the joke about, you look like an avocado who had sex with an older avocado.
Yeah, and you could tell the Shock Talk commercial tried to have that same banter.
Yeah.
They were trying to mimic that, which worked for me. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It was well done. I liked it. So that's what we got for tonight. A lot of movies coming out, a lot of movies coming up, and
that's what the big game does for you. It shows you a lot of movie trailers, and you go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. So
movie.
The game was kind of boring, but I kind of stuck out there to watch the commercials and the movie trailers. So I think the movie trailers went out this year. Lots of really good movies, lots of movies I want to go see. So stay tuned for more Geek Vice episodes where we review movies, because if I go see these in the theater, then we can review them on the show. How about that?
Well, you have to go see them the weekend they come out.
Well, I can't always go see them opening weekend. I don't like people. Put me in large crowds of people. How about the weekend after for opening weekend?
Well, I'm going to go see Deadpool on Friday, and I'm going to talk it up. So I'm going to spoil the shit out of it for you.
Oh, that has never stopped me from seeing a movie. Never stopped me from seing a movie. If I wanted to,
I can't imagine there's anything really to spoil, but what the hell?
Yeah. Well, you can. I think about the only thing you could spoil is the number of times the F-bomb is dropped through the movie.
I'm good with that. And one of the things I am going to watch for, the scene on the bridge.
Yeah.
That's in every movie trailer. The first trailer I saw of that, when the whole thing was over and they did the close-up of his face and he said, "Oh, I'm touching myself tonight."
Yeah.
They have changed that to be, "I am so turned on right now." I'm curious to see which version of it is in the movie.
Yeah, I've seen it both ways too. Yeah, and I think it depends on when that trailer is being aired and on what channel it's being aired. So
I'm hoping in the movie it's the, "Oh, I'm touching myself tonight."
Yeah.
Because that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's well, and I really want to see Colossus, and he's in this movie too.
Yeah, and he actually looks like he's going to be funny as well, so that's a positive.
Yeah, it's looking good. Before we wrap up here, a couple of housekeeping things. If you follow us on Twitter, and soon on Facebook, or if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you already know that the rules video for Geek Vice Gaming has been put on YouTube. It went live just before this we started recording this episode. So if you're listening to us either now, live, or listening to us in the future, hello, future people.
Dad.
You can go find that video on YouTube, and Kip and I are working out a schedule on when we can play or try to play this game and record it, and that will go up there too. So we will add that to the playlist on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. We are branching out.
If you want more updates on when stuff like that happens, then you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because YouTube actually has notifications now. So if you subscribe to our channel, you can get notifications when our videos go up. That will also give you when live shows go up, like all of our Geek Vice episodes that are live. So yeah, there's that. Go to YouTube, search for Geek Vice, or you could just go to tiny.cc/geekvice. That is a permanent link to our page. Other than that, you can also follow us on Google Plus and Facebook. Just search for Geek Vice. You can also check out our blog at geekvice.blogspot.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That man over there at Kip Killigan. You can follow me at Geek Vice. And a quick shout out to Isabel, who just got back to her keyboard after being gone for God knows how long. She seemed to be silent for so long.
Very, very long time.
So it's good to have Isabel back in the fold. And yeah, so you got anything else you want to throw out there, Kip?
Nope, I'm trying not to get this head cold that I feel coming on, so I'm going to bed.
I don't blame you. Thanks, everybody, for listening to our ramblings. And as always, if you want to comment or suggest a topic, email us at geekvice@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.
Later.